Chapter 10, Part 9, Assessing Personality, Psychological Tests. Psychological tests assess a person's abilities, aptitudes, interests, or personality on the basis of a systematically obtained sample of behavior. Any psychological test is useful insofar as it achieves two basic goals. It accurately and consistently reflects a person's characteristics on some dimension. It predicts a person's future psychological functioning or behavior. Projective tests, like seeing things in the clouds. Projective tests are personality tests that involves a person's interpreting an ambiguous image. They are used to assess unconscious motives, conflicts, psychological defenses, and personality traits. The Rorschach Inkblot test is a projective test using inkblots that were developed by Swiss psychiatrist Hermann Rorschach in 1921. The Thematic Apperception Test, or TAT, is a projective personality test that involves creating stories about each of a series of ambiguous scenes. The primary strength of projective tests is that they provide a wealth of qualitative information about an individual's psychological functioning. Projective tests have several drawbacks. The testing situation or the examiner's behavior can influence a person's responses. The scoring of projective tests is highly subjective, requiring the examiner to make numerous judgments about the person's responses. Projective tests often fail to produce consistent results. Projective tests are poor at predicting future behavior. Despite their widespread use, hundreds of studies of projective tests seriously question their validity, that the tests measure what they purport to measure, and their reliability, the consistency of test results. Self-report inventories are psychological tests in which people's responses to standardized questions are compared to established norms. The Minnesota Multiphasic Personality Inventory 2, known as the MMPI-2, is a self-report inventory that assesses personality characteristics and psychological disorders. It is used to assess both normal and disturbed populations. The California Personality Inventory, CPI, is a self-report inventory that assesses personality characteristics in normal populations. The 16 Personality Factor Questionnaire, 16PF, is a self-report inventory developed by Raymond Cattell that generates a personality profile with ratings on 16 trait dimensions. Strengths and limitations of self-report inventories. The strengths include standardization and the use of established norms. Their reliability and validity, which are generally greater than those of projective tests. The weaknesses include that despite inclusion of items designed to detect deliberate deception, people can still successfully fake responses and answer in socially desirable ways. Some people are prone to responding in a set way, whether the item accurately reflects them or not. People are not always accurate judges of their own behavior, attitudes, or attributes. Personality tests are generally useful strategies that can provide insights about the psychological makeup of people. This concludes Chapter 10 on personality.